Good day, fellas, and thank you for tuning in. This is T4 Madden Chalk Talk. And you are live with Burmese Star. Today, we are running a fire Dallas Cowboys, empty Trey stack scheme. Spreading the field with progression reads. And deep shots for every coverage we see. Take a moment to sub and turn on notifications, so you don't miss anything. Hit that thumb and drop a note after, tell us what you think.
Alright, so here we go. Today we are going to be focused on the empty Trey stack. This is part 2 of the Dallas Cowboys ebook. We want to flick our stick to change the personnel package to wide receiver 3. That's going to end up putting wide receiver 3 stack. That's going to end up putting our running back in where the tight end is. You want to make sure your best receiving back is in. For me, that is Trey Pollard. That's added. Okay, so I always come out in curl switch. I use bench corner, I use post wheel, I use Z under, and I use levels. Those are the primary plays. The jailbreak screen is very good. I'm working on determining just how and when to use that, or I put it in a video or in an ebook. So we'll take a look at that at some time as well. Alright, so we're going to start by taking a look at cover 2, and I'm going to show you that the top of stack receiver, similar to wing stack, that's the gun wing stack, which was part 1 of our offense. If you haven't seen it, link in the description, please check it out. That is the engine that makes this car move. But against cover 2, what you're gonna see, hold on a minute, I'm sorry, just get into curl switch play. So if you think there's a cloud defender, a fade from the top of stack receiver where Amari Cooper is, gets between the cloud and the deep blue, and quite often you can get that up the field and score a touchdown or get big yards. Even if you just catch it right there, it's a big gain. But the other thing now is that a flat gets you very easy yards, and this is something I do if somebody's calling me down by the goal line. If I see a cloud, I'll just get that flat and you got an easy touchdown, right? Cool thing is, the fade in this formation works from any single play. It doesn't matter what the play is underneath. So that gives you a lot of flexibility, of course. You can use this fade, or you can use the flat, and have any combination of routes from your other receivers. So this guy over here, Amari Cooper, that's going to be your wild card. Now, looking at curl switch, this is my base play though. Because you look at the other plays we have, and we have some great options. The tight end gets off quick on his crossing route. It's a short crossing route. It's very fast. So that's a good quick read. You guys know I love having a deep dig on the back end. And you have a lot of options with the wide receiver. You can put them on an out. Like if you assume it's a cover 3, you can put them on a quick out and just pick up cheap yards regardless of what's going on with the other routes. You can put them on a curl. You can put them on a hitch. So like I said, he's a wild card because to be completely honest, the other 4 routes are absolutely great in terms of a progression read play, right? And why? Because he's a wild card, he can be a first quick read, whether it's the fade, whether it's the flat. He's a great first read. You see the drag here. I have never used that in game, and I don't like the way that looks, so I wouldn't advise you using it. But like I said, it's a wild card, so play with it. And this is my main setup though. If I'm running this and I don't know what the coverage is, or I think it's something other than cover 2, I'll still use the flat because the spacing that creates for the tight end as it comes over, if you're going to make a late read, because you can read the tight end fast, but if you're going to make a late read between the tight end and Gallup's route, then that flat does a great job creating space for it. But you see, you can get the tight end very quickly as well. So if you have a good tight end, one of the tight ends with that in route running ability, then that's actually a very, very great route for you. Now the running back route, that whip is good. Sometimes I'll put him on a hot routed whip instead. So it completely depends on the matchup, the defense, and the running back. Some guys don't run routes as well as others. You want to make sure you're landing this to see what works best for you. He does well on a drag as well, but that drag is usually a quick read for me. And then depending on the zones, he creates more space for, and if it's man coverage, he creates more space for CeeDee Lamb, the dig coming through the backside. So that's always a consideration. I motion him in a lot as well to create space, and also just to give the illusion of a different play or something happening. Sometimes motion is very useful. Now the truth of the matter is I do motion him a lot and put him on vertical routes, so you'll see that. But you can use a flat. A lot of times when I use the flat, I'll use a quick dig from that B receiver. They tend to do a good job together. So you'll see sometimes I put Tony Pollard on a hitch, and I would do that out of any of the plays, just about any of the plays. I do it a lot in levels, but it's a good quick read. But usually when I do that hitch, I'm motioning it in, because you see the space created is better when he's motioned in. In that instance, I did the hitch, and he and Lamb were kind of fighting each other for room. So if you motion him in and put him on this hitch, you'll find that Jarwin's going to pull zones with him, and you're just going to read. If Pollard is covered, usually Jarwin and or Lamb are going to be open. So we'll run the base play a few times against random coverages. You see they were able to hit the whip. I'm just putting Cooper on a fade to see if it's there, and if it isn't, we go through our progressions. So we're going to be looking at A and RB, then you look at Y. I'm sorry, you look at X as it comes across the field, and B. Read those two together. So you're really reading the tight end and then the halfback, and then the two receivers outside of Amari Cooper last. So now this time we just use the hitch because we have a good feeling about that, and that would have been an easy pass to make. I would honestly put Pollard on a vertical route where he is. But there you go, the whip's wide open because there isn't anybody there to cover him. That should be Axe. Oh, Axe or B. Yeah, you see Axe and B will both open this, so that was beautiful. Looking at a cover 0 here. I'll give myself quick options. Hit the hitch real fast, or we can hold on and hit CD. Just about knowing what your reads are, know how much time you have in the pocket, and you can read. Fade should be good here. Do I go to the fade here? No, we just go to the flat. And we do our progression. Axe is a quick read. Flat worked because there was a cloud, which is why we were thinking we could go with the fade. Alright, and we'll do a few more, and then we'll get into what we're doing some of the other plays. Axe is a good read there. Absolutely. Alright. So now we're going to take a look at what we're doing with bench corner. I like bench corner a lot against cover 4 drop and against cover 3. It works against man as well. And what I'll do is I'll smart route Axe. I'll put Cooper on that fade. I always want that fade. I'll bring Pollard in and put him on a fade, and then I'll drag my tight end. If the fade is there, you take it. What you see against cover 3 and cover 4 drop is that the smart route C route gets open a lot, and quite often Tony Pollard also finds an opening as he gets down the field. But then you have the drag as a great dump off, and you have the backside dig as a late dump off. So it's actually a really, really great progression read. I mean, this is something you can use as a base if you're more comfortable with this than the curl switch setup, because it's an easy read. Very, very easy. And then that backside dig could be a slant if you want it to be. I think it might be man, and the slant might do a better job against it. You get a little bit more spacing. I mean, at the end of the day, the dig on this play, the dig and the slant are kind of interchangeable. So here you go, you see we motion pilot in. And see, so we use that motion a lot, and that's why sometimes when curl switch, I'll motion them in and I'm not even making a change, just motion them in just to do it, because I do it so much anyway. So Z under, I absolutely love Z under. It's great against zone, it's great against man, and it's very flexible. So you see here, I'm going to motion in pilot, and these three routes, I'm going to smart route jarring. These three routes, that's jarring, pilot, and lamb, they give zones a hard time, and you're going to be able to, you see it through that ball out fast there. And they'll also be able to be effective against man. And of course, Gallup and Cooper over here on those routes, they're good against zone and man as well. So a lot of these setups that we have, you're going to find they are pretty universal. Pretty universal. So you can grab any of these plays and run them almost as a base play if you want. But this combination I really like. Pilot on a smart route. I'm sorry, jarring on a smart route. You see, pilot motioned in on the flat. Because now you're giving yourself good reads on both sides of the field. So if the user wants to start paying attention to what's going on with Cooper and Gallup because you're smoking them over there, then by all means you can let him go ahead and do that. And you can just dink and dunk over here, this side of the field. At some point or the other, you're going to be able to turn that pass from jarring upfield and pick up big yards. See, there he goes again. Sometimes you want to low ball and possession catch that, which is what I should have done there. Again, you can be flexible with these plays. I'll be putting out more setups, but showing you my favorite setups, if you will, for these plays. So here we go with that combo against cover 2 now, and you'll see we're still getting receivers open now. What you gotta watch though is the times that they get open. Now, watch how quickly they clear out. You actually want to throw this to Jarvin earlier. See, you want to throw this to Jarvin in this window. You don't want to wait till he breaks. You could still, of course, hit Pollard or hit CeeDee Lamb, but if you're going for that deep dig right here, the smart route dig right here. I'm sorry, the smart route out. If you're going for that right here against cover 2, your best bet is to hit it while it's on its vertical stem. But let's take a look at that again. And if you pass lead this down and possession catch it, it's almost like he's running a curl. It actually makes it extremely difficult to catch. To defend. Sorry, it's easy to catch. It's extremely difficult to defend. So you'll see he twists and contorts his body, and I could only imagine this would be a lot better with a Travis Kelce type. So if you have a great tight end, by all means, you want to take advantage of that. Again, the left side of the field, the high-low between those two receivers, puts zones in conundrum, it puts man on its backside. This is a really good setup, this play design over here. You see Coop does a good job. Right now, the cloud flats are not playing anything in Madden 22. So you're getting open underneath, you're getting open over top. Cloud flats are just absolutely useless right now in Madden 22. I tried to throw to the tight end again quick. I threw it a little late and I didn't get my pass lead right. So, as with anything, you want to make sure you come in and you lab this. I don't want you throwing interceptions trying to get that ball to your tight end. But you see, again, if you pass lead it low and possession catch it, you're going to be able to have these types of animations where it's going to be extremely difficult for any defender to make a play on the ball.
Thanks for rocking with the squad. Remember, real life comes first, but when you do pick up the sticks, give 'em hell.